Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the CompTIA A Plus 1101 review questions. This episode is on chapter number 6. Chapter number 6 focuses on the introduction to TCP/IP. As I stated in the previous videos, please remember to pause in between to figure out which answer is correct. Alright, number 1. You have just set up a network that will use the TCP/IP protocol, and you want client computers to obtain IP configuration information automatically. Which type of server do you need for this? A. DNS, B. DHCP, C. NAT, D. IP configuration server. The answer here is B. DHCP. So DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. It provides IP configuration information to hosts when they join the network. DNS is domain name system. It resolves host names to IP addresses. And NAT, which is network address translation, translates private IP addresses to public IP addresses. There is no IP configuration server. Number 2. Which of the following protocols was designed to access information stored in an information directory, such as employee phone books? A. FTP, B. LDAP, C. RDP, D. CIFS. The answer here is B. LDAP or LDAP. So LDAP stands for Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. It is designed to access information stored in an information directory, typically known as an LDAP directory or LDAP database. So it usually includes employee data and network configuration data. So FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. RDP stands for Remote Desktop Protocol. And CIFS is used to share files and printers. Number 3. Which TCP/IP protocol uses port 80? A. HTTP, B. HTTPS, C. Telnet, D. POP3. The answer is A. HTTP. What does HTTP stand for? HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So HTTP uses port 80. HTTPS, which is Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, uses 443. Telnet uses port 23, and POP3 uses port 110. Question number 4. What is the maximum number of IP addresses that can be assigned to one IPv6 interface? A. 1, B. 2, C. 3, D. None of the above. The answer here is none of the above, D. So an IPv6 interface is not limited in the number of addresses that can be assigned, although there could be limitations based on practicality. Number 5. Which of the following are valid examples of IPv6 addresses? Choose all that apply. As you see here, just whichever you think are right. go for those. So you got A, B, C, D. Of course, I'm not going to say the whole numbers, but let's see which ones are correct. We have A, B, and C. So an IPv6 address contains 128 bits, written in 8 16-bit fields represented by 4 hexadecimal digits. Option A contains all 8 fields expressed in full. Option B is an IPv4 address expressed in IPv6 form. And option C is the same address as option A, but written in accepted shorthand. Option D is not valid because the double colons can be used only once within an address. Question number 6. Which of the following IP addresses will not be valid for a DNS server on the internet? A. 1025.11.33, B. 18.33.66.254, C. 155.118.63.11, D. 162.186.12.2. So the answer here is A. 10.25.11.33. So DNS servers resolve host names to IP addresses. On the internet, a DNS server needs to have a public IP address. The address 10.25.11.33 is a private IP address space, so that address will not be valid for a DNS server on the internet. Number 7. The workstations on your network are configured to use a DHCP server. One of the workstations can't communicate with other computers. Its IP address is 169.254.1.18. What could be the problem? A. The subnet mask is wrong. B. It has a private IP address. C. The default gateway is wrong. D. It can't reach the DHCP server. The answer here is D. It can't reach the DHCP server. So the address assigned to the computer is an API PA address. Microsoft client computers will configure themselves with an address in the range if they are unable to reach a DHCP server. Question number 8. Which of the following protocols is responsible for sending email? So you got A. IMAP 4, B. POP3, C. SMTP, D. SNMP. So which of these protocols is responsible for sending email? The right answer here is C. SMTP. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol and is responsible for sending email. IMAP 4 and POP3 both receive email, and SMTP is a network management protocol. Number 9. What port does the RDP protocol work on? What does RDP stand for? I think I've said it before. So the answer here is D. 3389. DNS works on port 53. IMAP works on 143, and LDAP works on 389. An email administrator wants to help protect against their server being spoofed to send spam. They were told that they can do this with a TXT text record in their DNS server. If they want to authenticate emails using an encrypted security key, which text record would be most appropriate? So what would be most appropriate in this situation? Of course, remember to cancel things out if the options don't align with what the question is, just cancel things out and go from there. So the answer here is D, DKIM. So DKIM authenticates messages from email servers using private public encrypted key pairs. Now, SPF authenticates via IP addresses. DMARC is a text record that allows an administrator to specify how they want rejected emails to be handled. VLAN is a virtual LAN and it's not a text record type. Question 11. What are the advantages that TCP has over UDP? Choose 2. A. Acknowledged delivery. B. Faster delivery. C. Lower overhead. D. Virtual circuits. So what advantage does TCP have over UDP? A and D. Acknowledged delivery and virtual circuits. So TCP is a connection-oriented protocol that establishes virtual circuits and acknowledges delivery of packets. Number 12. Your friend is concerned about the security of making an online purchase. What should you tell them to look for in the address bar of the web browser? A. HTTP. B. HTTPS. C. SSH. D. TLS. So look at the word security. Cut. The answer here is B. HTTPS. So what does HTTPS stand for again? I know I already said it, but it stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. So the HTTP protocol is unsecure, but HTTPS protocol is secure. SSH and TLS are secure as well, but they are not protocols used to connect to websites. Question number 13. You are manually configuring a TCP/IP host. Another administrator gives you the router's IP address. What is the TCP/IP term for this? A. Default gateway. So the router is your doorway out in other networks and is known in TCP/IP terms as the default gateway. So without this configuration option, you will not be able to get to external networks. The subnet mask tells a host which network is on. The DNS resolves hostnames to IP addresses, and the DHCP server provides IP configuration information to hosts. Question number 14. Your network is running IPv4. Which of the configuration options are mandatory for your host to communicate on the network? Choose 2. A. IP address and B. Subnet mask. So the only mandatory IP configuration items are an IP address and a subnet mask. If you are not connected to another network, you do not need a default gateway. DNS servers resolve hostnames to IP addresses, but they are not mandatory. Number 15. Which of the following protocols is used for secure retrieval of email? A. SMTP, B. SNMP, C. POP3, D. IMAP4. D. IMAP4. IMAP4 and POP3 are the two protocols that are used for email retrieval. Of the two, only IMAP provides security features. SMTP sends email, and SNMP is a network management protocol. Number 16. Which of the following is the name of a secure point-to-point connection made over a public network? A. NAT, C. API PA, C. VLAN, D. VPN. D. VPN. So VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It's a secure point-to-point connection made over a public network. Number 17. Which network protocol is used for administration of networking devices such as routers and switches, and which ports does it use? A. SNMP 161 and 162, B. SNMP 25, C. SMTP 25, D. SMTP 161 and 162. Answer here is A. SMTP 161 and 162. So SNMP stands for Simple Network Management Protocol. It's used for networking devices administration and management. It uses ports 161 and 162. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, which is SMTP, is for sending email, and it uses port 25. Number 18. Which of the following is an IPv6 broadcast address? A. 1. B. FE80, C. FF00, D. : and 4 Fs, and E. None of the above. None of the above. So IPv6 does not have broadcasts. IPv6 does have multicasts, which are bit-like targeted broadcasts. Number 19. You are setting up a small network that will not connect to the internet. You want computers to be able to locate each other by using host names. What service will do this? A. DNS. So DNS is typically known as a name resolver on the internet, but it will work on private networks as well. DNS resolves host names to IP addresses. Number 20. Which of the following protocols is responsible for resolving IP addresses to hardware addresses? A. DNS, B. DHCP, C. ARP, D. RARP, RARP. So the answer here is C. ARP. Now ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. So it resolves IP addresses to hardware addresses. So IP address to MAC address. RARP does the reverse. It resolves MAC address to IP addresses. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. I again thank you for watching, and if you stuck through the whole video, I really appreciate that. And as always, like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Keep studying. Don't forget to do that.